How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Tip of the Iceberg podcast. I am your host, as always, Quinn Capitula. Shout out to the Icy Originals, the Icy OGs. So, yesterday was a lot of fun. We had a really nice boat day. It was a great time. And there's one takeaway from that I wanted to talk about today. And that's you really need to be protective of the people you keep around you. Okay, and this isn't necessarily going to be a network is net worth kind of thing. I feel like that's a little bit played out. I feel like we kind of get the point, right, on that. But what I want to talk about today is if there's someone in your circle, someone around you that not only brings negative energy to you, but brings negative energy to a group, it's time to cut it off, okay? I think we've all had that at certain stages of our life where there's just been someone who just needed to take a step back. You needed to understand that this person is not really making your life any better. They're not serving any kind of purpose. In fact, they're actually probably making you feel a lot of things that you don't want to feel. They're making you want to be someone or feeling like you need to be someone that you don't want to be, and they're making you show up as a lesser version of yourself, or they're making you have to make that choice as opposed to just being able to be fully present, have a good time, and do the best you can, to have a good time and live the life you want to live. Sometimes there's just people that, for whatever reason, become counterproductive for that. So what I would implore you to do is I would look into areas of your life where this is, and whether that's making you feel like someone you have to be, whether you're in a relationship and you feel like you have to be someone you don't want to be, whether it's a friendship where you just don't really line up or align anymore on a lot of things, and it's not really super productive anymore. In fact, it can actually turn into something that's quite negative and leads you to really not feel any sort of positive emotions. And the beauty is that we do control, especially if it's a group or even if it's you. It's way easier if it's just you, are able to control the people you're around constantly. You can control your direct environment most of the time, like who you decide to spend time with. In groups, it's a little bit different. However, it is really, really important to understand and know when it's time to move on from someone or something, when it's time to just cut your losses and go, right? And this is true in pretty much every area of life. The one that I see a lot is friendships are huge too, but I think business also is something where you got to just know, you got to understand when it's time to just move forward with something. It's time to make a decision. It's time to make a pivot. It's time to just basically change course a little bit, right? And that doesn't mean you're necessarily trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I think that it's something that I struggled with for a long time is putting other people in the decision-making process for myself and the decisions that I would make, in terms of I was so focused on what other people could potentially feel that it would hinder my ability to make decisions solely for myself. And I'm wondering how relatable that is for other people, where it's almost like you're making decisions to not hurt other people than you are to actually help yourself. So that's something to keep in mind, and doing this doesn't make you a bad person. It actually makes you a lot stronger, because it is something that isn't always easy to do, but the more and more you do it, the more and more yourself you can be as often as humanly possible, the less you have to feel like you're kind of just walking on eggshells around a relationship, a friendship, a business, whatever it is. It's important to know when it's time to move on, when it's time to really embrace living that lifestyle you'd like to live, that fun lifestyle, that abundant, joyous lifestyle, the life that's meant for you. And not everybody's meant to be along for that journey. So if this resonated with you, then make that decision. And it doesn't even necessarily need to be a conversation or anything super intense or super emotional or anything. It's just like, when it's time, right? You just know. So I would implore you to make that decision. I would implore you to really make that decision for yourself and your life, because it's incredible how quickly your life can change for the better when you make subtle changes, like removing something or someone from your life. So that's all I got for you today. So I hope you enjoyed this. And like I'm going to leave you the same way I leave every single episode, protecting your energy and your space is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm out. Peace.